Oh no, not music again.
Yep. Oh, BCD's just in time. Alright everyone, welcome to the next Q&A. This is Ardwick here, and I'm joined by multiple members of our team, including Sailor Donovan, Spy, and Metal, Nap, Random,
Hiya.
I believe Grey Chapel is somewhere.
Hi.
Oh, there he is, and I think BCD is... let me see.
He's on the submarine.
Yes, he is. I see you over there, BCD. Hi. Right then. So we've got a lot of questions this time, and... okay, enough of that. We've got a lot of questions this time, and I believe we should get started. Anyone have anything to say before we start?
France.
Pants.
2 Pantas and 1 France. Alright then. Who will be asking the questions this time, or reading them off?
That would be me.
Alright, Random.
Alright,
Right
so
then.
shall we begin?
Yes, we shall. Go right
Okay.
ahead, whenever you're ready.
Our first 2 questions from DS Extreme 9, or 09. First, will the powers that EXO has now, the Philosopher's Stone, eventually play into the plot? No spoilers if so.
What? What's that about the
He's
Philosopher's
asking about
Stone?
equivalent exchange.
Oh.
And I don't have a Philosopher's Stone. I, in fact, never purchased one.
Right,
So,
I believe
no.
they weren't selling Philosopher's Stones at Evil Sears.
Yeah, those
Alright.
jerks.
And the second question is, EXO, are you just toying with the crew, or do you not know how to fully answer or abuse your powers?
It's just not fun to completely explode the village, because if I totally could.
He really could. If he really wanted to, he could just obliterate the entire thing and then... I mean, not without consequence, mind you, but he could.
You'll note that Ardwick actually didn't die last invasion. That was by choice.
Alright,
He could have done horrible things to me if he'd wanted to. But the reason why is because we were specifically doing some plot thing where we were trying to get out of the village with our stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
basically that invasion was totally just a plot point so that we could move.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, more or less. Right then, is that everything for that those first 2 questions, or does anyone want to add anything?
France.
I believe, like, the main point of the original question wasn't really answered, which was, are these... is the stuff, the mod stuff, going to come into major plot stuff later? And, without spoilers. So, yes. There we go.
Right, that's the best we can do for now. But you'll see shortly.
Well, not really shortly, but...
Well,
Ugh.
eventually. It's
Eventually.
planned, and
Sometime this year, maybe.
probably.
On a Tuesday.
Alright.
Right.
So, our next 2 questions are from Lightfire 2012. First, what will the new series be called?
And second?
one is, Nap, what in the world were you thinking when you let EXO live in the village? And that's it.
Alright, so what will the new series be called? Would we consider that spoilers?
Aren't you, like, totally posting it soon after this video?
Yeah, it'll be probably within a few days of me posting this.
Also, before, I think at the end of Village Madness, you posted what the next one was called anyway.
Right, that's
So-
true. So it's not a terrible spoiler. Anyone object to me saying it?
No.
It'll be called Industrial Madness. But that's all I'm saying about it. And there was a second question about Nap, right?
Right, Nap, what in the world were you thinking when you let EXO live in the village? What do you have to say for yourself, young man?
If he was going to take it, why not sell it, is what he says.
Seems reasonable.
That is
Seems
fantastic logic.
Here, let me... Oh. off-clicked. Alright.
Alright.
Well, at least he's got melons, so he's happy. Anyone else have anything they want to add to that? Or should we move on?
I got a great deal on a mortgage.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so our next question is from Leon Bolt. Ardwick, would you rather get blown up by a creeper or Exo?
A creeper. No question about it, a creeper. Creepers do one-time damage and then they're done, but Exotra keeps coming back. And it's more painful each time he does so.
Alright,
Plus, unlike Exotra, you can actually defeat a creeper.
Yeah, that is true. So our next question from Minecraft X Uploader. What happened to Kay, Zuzo, and Ardwick?
Okay.
Well, we booted out
no, wait,
Ardwick.
I'm sorry. I read that wrong. What happened to Kay and Zuzo Ardwick? My bad.
Kay and Zuzo are... Alright, Right then, let me just answer this now on record once. And I'm only going to answer this once because it only needs to be answered once. I mean, I know if you have this as a really recurring question, ask it 20 times. No. Okay. So, as viewers have probably noticed, we have had 5 people leave the series since it began. Those 5 people in chronological order, are Moon 500, aka Colton, Rosetta, Avi, Kay, and Zuzo. I will answer this directly, but I will also be short because I want to respect people's privacy on the matter. Right. So the reason why Colton left, once more for the record, is because he couldn't show up to multiple times when we were recording. Eventually he left because he couldn't show up. Rosetta left because he lost interest, and thus he will not be returned to the series, probably. Avidoro left because, for two reasons. One, because of her own scheduling issues, and 2, because of a few disputes within the team. Kay left because she couldn't follow the rules, and we eventually had to kick her out. And I apologize. Last but not least, Zuzo left because he couldn't come to our recordings. Because he... Oh, Cass is here. Can someone add her to the call?
I will do that.
Yes, Zuzo was the last and most recent member to leave because of the same reason Colton, he couldn't show up. And, I mean, really, in our previous series, he only showed up in, like, the first episode of Island Madness and hasn't shown up since, so I'm afraid that's just the way it is. And that's all I have to say on the matter. Does anyone want to add anything?
I can't think of anything.
Yeah, and Ardwick got the boot.
Yeah, we had to replace him with a robot.
Yep.
I'm actually Robo Ardwick right now. The original Ardwick is actually quite dead. So everything from here on out for the remainder of this unit's existence is through Robo Ardwick's perspective.
I never got to know the real Ardwick because he died shortly after we got into the series. So.
Oh,
Yeah, it's rude. It's rude and racist to say that a robot Ardwick is not the real Ardwick.
Well, the thing is, I've been dead since, like, what, episode 3 of the original series?
Oh,
Probably.
thank
No, it was episode 4. Ever since then, it's been a robot. Yes.
Alright.
On another more happier subject, hello, Cass. I see you've made it onto the
Hi.
server. Hi.
Yep.
We're actually just started doing some Q&A stuff.
Oh, okay.
And I believe that's it for that question about the missing people. Or the lost, or people who are not attending anymore.
Right, so the next question from Love Disney 1996. What is the season going to be like for you, Ardwick, or the other team or cast on Minecraft? And what is the season? Which I believe we already answered.
We already answered what the season's name is, but what's it going to be like? Well,
Right.
Complicated.
without spoiling too much, complicated's good. A good way to describe it. But
Lots of stuff.
It really is no surprise that, you know, we had Evil Seers too, where we had a bunch of different mods running at once. We're not going to say what they are, but we'll be introducing a whole lot of new things, so a lot of new things will be introduced. Hence, Industrial Madness. It'll be interesting. It'll be a field day of mods.
And
that's-
no, we're not using Tekkit.
Not at all.
No siree.
Nope.
Or actually, no, wait.
We seriously are not.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean,
so
really,
to be
look
clear,
at this.
Or what?
I mean, really, does this look like Tekkit to you?
No. I should. You're not really clear on the difference between what we're talking about.
I'm
so
not,
probably-
actually. I haven't the slightest
Okay.
idea.
To make it clear, Tekkit is a group of mods made by I don't know who put all the mods together in Tekkit, but point is, it's the modders who made all the mods that are contained in Tekkit. Have not necessarily given their permission to the makers of the Tekkit pack or Technic pack, whichever one you want to call it. It's both of them. Point is, the Technic launcher and the Tekkit pack are kind of not supposed to be distributing the mods like they are. We have made our own pack of mods, configured all the configs ourselves, downloaded them all from the authors originally, and are not distributing the mod pack. So we are not using the Technic or Tekkit mod pack, but have instead set up our own for our own personal usage. So
Right. Anyone have anything they want to add to that?
France.
Alright then. Random, you may proceed with the next question.
Alright, next question from Ryan Stacks 12. 1. Ardwick, BCD, and Gray. Actually, everyone but K. What will the new series be called? Like Blank Madness? Oh wait, this is a repeat question.
Yep.
2. Cass, are you by any chance one of K's lost sisters?
That is a definite no.
All right.
And the new series is going to be called France Madness.
Ooh, I like it. So, from Lego AG 12345, Ardwick, will you ever use the mercenary mod as a military for the group?
I've never heard about it, so probably not.
a mercenary mod.
Impressively, neither have I.
First off, wait, say the question again. Will we ever use it as a what?
Random?
Will you use it as military for the group?
Let's see here. Minecraft mercenary mod. Did I spell that right? Apparently I did.
I'm not seeing a mercenary mod. I'm seeing a castle defenders mod.
Yeah.
Whatever mod you're talking about, it's probably not compatible with what we have.
Probably.
In fact, I think that this is. I don't think this is even multiplayer.
Well, then
Yeah,
we're
seriously.
definitely not using it if that's the case.
People keep suggesting things that aren't multiplayer, like, you should totally use the Zeppelin mod. Well, we've been staring at it hungrily for, like, a year.
Yeah.
And it's still not multiplayer. But 1.3 combines multiplayer and single player into just multiplayer. So, and like single player is just like a one-person server.
So really, you
So-
never know. But in regards to that
Well-
specific mod that they're talking about, probably not.
Alright. So, next question from Atomic Salsa 1. Can you build a fleet of boats and use SD's boat as a flagship?
Sailing on Event's boat as a flagship.
Right.
Well, we've got the main galleon here, we've got the newcomer's sailing vessel that we've recently repaired, and we've got a submarine. As to what we plan to do with them, that's kind of going into spoiler territory, so we can't exactly say what we plan to do with it.
Alright, let me scroll up a bit here. Okay, from the Chuckman 45, Arctic, will Chuck ever come back because I miss him? Sad face.
We all miss him. Alright, so here's basically the deal about Chuck and about other characters such as Frienderman 2, or basically any character that requires us to disguise ourselves as a creature of any sort. Like the testificate shopkeeper from, you know, Evil
Evil
Sears,
Seer.
or
Yeah.
Frank the Creeper, or whatever. With the exception of Gremlins, because those are just reskin, us as reskinned creatures. Really, two things stop us from having those characters come back. The first one is really the way our mods are running, because right now, the way our mods are running, we actually can't have them. As much as we'd like to, we can't. And the second thing that holds us back is us finding a good way to get them to fit back in plot-wise. Now, we have ideas for them, mind you, and again, let's see, billboard... Yes, billboards. And, well, we have ideas, but really it's a matter of waiting for the right time to have the characters come back and seeing if our mods are actually capable of having the characters come back. So, my answer is I would like to, but I don't know when they'll be returning, other than that the fact that we'll be trying to have them come back. But I can't promise anything.
And the reason, like, you saw in Evil Sears that we had some disguising. That was before we added a mod that is amazing and also incompatible with bucket ports.
Right.
Yay.
Okay, so
Stop it.
next question from me: is everybody jumping off the ship, or
No, we were just interrupting a joke with one of our own jokes.
oh, okay? All right. Next question from Mr. CRS 1990. Exotria, what is your backstory? Why are you so evil? And Ardwick, how do you move the boat place to place?
Okay, so, why am I so evil? Because nobody friggin' brought me pie when I asked, you jerks. And possibly other things.
Such as a vitamin deficiency.
Yes.
What was that sound?
I think someone's dogs are angry.
Uh-oh.
Arr.
Also, I'm just
me.
gonna throw this out there in case anyone doesn't know. Sailor Donovan and Exotria are played by the same person, so that's why Donovan is answering all the questions for Exo.
Yes, Sailor Donovan, Exotria, and Chuck are all the same person.
Not
Yeah.
plot-wise. So next, the other question was, how do you move the boat from place to place?
MC edit.
Done by Gray, our personal slave.
Yeah.
All right. From Popo Matic 64, anyone, what does it take to become a crew member?
Ooh, I got this one.
Alright, go
I
ahead.
got this one.
Go ahead.
Well, what needs to be done is you need to have lots and lots and lots of self-confidence, and you need to do lots of things, lots and lots of things, and then
You need to have all the things.
all the things, and then the most important thing of all is you need to try out.
Yeah, you have to audition when the time is right. You have to follow the rules of the audition, and you got to do something impressive and not have a voice that sound... Well, how do I put this nicely?
You can't be a sock.
Sure.
And you have to make unique builds.
That's also very important. You have to do something that's unique.
Unique.
Yeah.
Yep.
And
Which everyone here has successfully been able to do.
Like I
Yeah.
made lots of cannons.
and
Also, if you're president of France, that helps a lot with your case.
Oh yes.
yeah. We break this rule ourselves in very select cases, but we probably won't do it for you. Should we spoil the surprise on why we broke that rule?
No.
Or-
Okay.
Oh, that! Ha!
No, we can't spoil that. That's too good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But basically, the straight answer is you can enter on the grounds that you audition with something that's unique and you're not annoying or anything.
And you
When
follow
we
all the
actu-
rules that are posted when we actually post auditions.
Oh,
which we
and
don't
you're
have
mature
right now.
too.
Yeah,
Mature person.
And
Right
not
then.
a sock.
and not a sock.
Yep.
No socks allowed, unfortunately. Anyway, next question.
Right, from Chris Treeborn 95 to Leo the animator. Will you post any more of your animations slash other works on YouTube? And the second question from him is, to Ardwick, have you had any thoughts on the future of the Madness series if you were to ever stop playing?
Well, I'm the same person, so I'll answer both. To answer the first question, I am going to be doing more animation stuff. I've just been super busy lately, but I am planning things. I'm working on them right now. Well, not this very second, but I am doing it. As for the second question, as for the future of the series, you mean like after the series ends?
Probably, yeah.
I haven't thought that far ahead. We'll probably be sticking together as a group for something. For some things. I don't know what, and probably not something quite as huge as this.
Planet Side 2!
Well, there is that.
It's the glorious MMO FPS that we all want, except for you mostly, but you know.
Well, that's because I don't know too much about it. I might look into it a bit later when I've got time.
So never?
I don't know. I'll see what I can do. Anything else?
That's it from him. So the
Right.
next question
France.
is, hi, my name is Matt.
Hi.
He says, Ardwick, how do you decide when you've been successful enough for Exotria to mess with your stuff? And when do you guys decide what to build in the settlements before or during the recording?
To answer the first question, we basically decide to do that when we're tired of where we're currently living.
Frequently,
Yeah.
it's also like when we get new mods that require a new world.
Yeah. Granted, some of it had to do with... well, personally, I wasn't too sure about living at the islands for that much longer because it was kind of limited in what you could do.
Yeah. Okay, let's just go through the list. Okay, first, when we decided to settle down in Birch Squid, as we called it, that was because the reason we waited so long to go there, in fact, was that we were waiting for updates to Minecraft to kind of slow down a bit because we kept getting new ores like lapis and new biomes and stuff. Then we moved from Birch Squid to the Floating Islands, which was... Oh, what was the trigger for that?
1.8.
1.8?
No, actually, I think 1.8 was when we did the Spooky Town thing.
Which was when we teleported.
Yeah. It was between Shipwreck Valley and Island Madness.
Yeah, and we were doing that because... gosh, why don't I remember that? I should remember that.
Well, we were trying to get into the whole 1.8-ness, but we needed to move together.
Yeah, but we didn't want to get rid of the village, so we decided to move it, and that's right, we decided it would be easier to, in case we have to move the village again, then we would make it floating, also because floating villages are cool. The original plan was to have it over land, but then we decided to not do that because of limited height, and we would have had to move the ground downwards in order to actually get the village to fit in.
Plus,
we
people
could
kept
move
dying.
Yeah, we could have moved it overground now, but we decided that we wanted to switch over to a mod pack, which would give us more options for building stuff, make things look nicer. So we decided we needed to start over on the buildings anyways. We decided that we want to actually build on the ground now instead of floating. So the end result is now we are... Well, I guess I've already spoiled it. We're going to be building on the ground now. We will not be flying.
Yeah,
this time.
that's not that big of a spoiler. It's not terribly big of a surprise. Let's see. What was the second part of that question, Random?
The second question was, for everyone, do you guys decide what to build in the settlements before or during a recording?
Both.
Both. The answer is both.
Yeah.
We before we actually start building in villages, we certainly have ideas, but at the same time we also plan out stuff during the recording, like Actually, I can't really spoil that either, but,
We decide on major structures, like previously in Birch Squid, we decided that we wanted to have a town hall before we even started building anything, or before we even started recording anything. But then, for individual houses and shops and stuff, we generally don't care. It's just the really major stuff that we work on first.
yeah.
So.
And just a little input from me here. Something I have been doing before I build something in a server is I will build it in a test map first, just to make sure it looks pleasant and it doesn't look like a giant ugly wool monster. So,
And then you decide, well, I spent so much time making this, so even though it looks terrible, I'm going to put it in the village anyway.
right, I don't want to end up with something like that. Anyone else want to add to that?
No, not really.
Wool abominations.
Alright, next then, random?
The next question from Chris Streborn95 again is, to everyone that is there to answer, how is it like to be seen / famous on the internet? Also, guys, grammar, please improve.
Well, I would start by saying we're not really famous. We're really not.
No.
We only have, 1,000 subscribers? A little
Yeah.
over that?
And like the maximum our viewer count generally gets on videos is somewhere like 6,000 on some of the better ones.
I mean, if you guys want to see famous, Direwolf commented on one of our videos a while ago, and it got I don't even know how many.
yeah, it bumped it up to
views.
6,000 views.
Yeah, that's famous. We aren't.
Yeah, we're not quite like that. But if you want to know what it's like to be in the series, then we can answer that. Why don't we go in order here? Let's go in this sort of linear order. We'll start with you, Metal. What do you think?
It's. I'll be honest and say I wasn't really paying attention. What was the question?
What's it like being in the series?
It's like being famous.
Well, it's like multiplayer, only with a story to it, instead of just killing everybody for everything. And it's fun. Not much
Wait, that's
besides
how I
that.
play.
How about you, Cass?
Well,
Ah.
frankly, it's I actually find it a lot more interesting and a lot more fun, the fact that you're playing with more players and that you're kind of building a story around what happens on the server and while you're playing and what you build and all that fun stuff.
How about you, Spy?
Well, it's super fun in my opinion. Lots of good times, lots of laughs. Unfortunately, a lot of them off camera to where we can't put them up for other people.
Yeah.
Ow. But yeah, and like being a fan as I was, it was like super exciting to get in, and it's just fun playing with everyone, and yeah, doing plot stuff is awesome too, especially when you're playing as yourself and then you get to see. No, I did not now. My God. But no. But then seeing it from Ardwick's perspective is even more fun because you get to see a different side of the story than what you had. So, yay.
Hooray! How about you, Great Chapel?
What?
You're the next in line over here. What do you think?
Well, I feel like I've answered this question before. Anyways,
Well, has anything changed between now and then?
as to being in the series or into being partly famous?
Both. Why not?
Oh, well, one, being in the series is a lot of fun, even though it's a bit of work for me. But point is, it's nice having people to play games with, and such. I'm distracted at the moment. And let's see here. As for being hardly famous. It's just interesting because every now and then on the internet you'll run into someone who recognizes you. Like I think I've run into like 2 people that have recognized me from the series, and that was creepy. But yeah.
There we go. Speaking from a veteran of the series, of Donovan, or yourself as Exotria, as Chuck, or whoever you want to answer as. What are your opinions about being on the series? Has anything changed between now and the last time we had a Q&A?
Basically, the good joy is that making motors is fun. Basically, the everything is having the Grey Chapel here to solve all my problems and bring joy to the countryside. Although now we have all these new members where it can be like, hey, random, what can I get for 3 easy payments of $19.99? And he'll be like, hey, Exo, Donovan, Chuck, man, you can get a sock. And then I kill him.
Okay.
And
Anything else?
basically, it is a glorious fun time because I can build things, and then when I'm destroying everything, I can leave my own stuff intact, like the boat. And then I can ruin your day, and then save your day, and do everything. Haha!
How about you, Nap? What do you think about being in the series? Okay. A giant plot-driven build is what he says. Random, how about you?
It's pretty interesting, I guess. It's fun. Especially when I get to be able to build things, and have people see it in first person, and they're like, "Wow!" And it's just fun to play with you guys as well. Blarg, I hate having to answer questions because I normally have to think about them for a while first, but it's great and all. So there's that.
Especially when you get diamonds.
Sounds
Yeah.
Lots and
just-
lots of diamonds.
I just like to point out something that's I just realized is a little bit unclear. So Ardwick, about how much footage would you say, or about how much time, or I'm just gonna say this: we've probably spent about 80 to 100 hours on the new village location thus far. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of episodes soon, viewers.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why we can actually get good answers out of all the new crew members, because to all of you, they've shown up in like 3 episodes. But in all actuality, we've had tons of time playing together already. So
Right. We've already got a lot of content that's ready to go.
You guys are gonna love what we did with the village.
Yes.
Let's see. BCD, can you hear me? Not sure if he's here or not. I think he's doing homework.
Brandon!
Yeah, sorry.
Hi. What's your opinion on being on the series thus far? Being in the series?
What do you mean, like, is it fun? Because it is.
Yeah, basically that.
Yeah, it's fun. I kind of remember when we just started out as, just sort of building shit, and that was fun. And now we have a storyline, so that's even more fun.
That's true. Actually, BCD's been around since the original Let's Play too, so there is that.
And
Yeah,
frankly,
I think-
BCD and Ardwick and I all know each other forever.
We've
Yep.
known each other since middle school.
Actually, I've used since before middle school.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I knew you since I was like what, 6?
I think 6. It was we were in Cub Scouts together.
Right.
Aw, how sweet.
But not me, though. I showed up later.
Yeah.
You know, I think one of my first memories of you, John, is you were running after me with scissors.
And I think Ardwick's original memories of me are when I was threatening to stab him.
Oh, how sweet.
Oh, right, with your. Oh, right. Maybe I shouldn't say that entirely.
Yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
The beginnings of a beautiful friendship.
As it turns out later on in life, you never know.
His catchphrase was also brown at the time.
Brown.
It wasn't sex. It wasn't 3 easy payments.
Wasn't
Or
socks.
your face battery's dead. Or socks. It was brown.
I don't think people actually know about the face batteries thing.
Or even the socks thing.
Yeah.
Well, they do now. Well, they certainly know about France anyway. They've-
And they might not know about 3 easy payments of 1999.
Yeah, they haven't been exposed to that enough. I mean, we heard EXO say it in the previous episode, but
catchphrases.
And, well, yeah.
All
We should
right.
probably do just random commercials sometime out of your memes.
we should maybe do
be
skits
amazing.
sometime. I still say
Recharge your face batteries with Regenitol.
With 3 easy
Only
payments
3
of
easy
19
payments of 1999.
Yeah, there
Wait,
you go.
did
Order
you
now, and I'll throw in a free pair of socks.
Oh, I thought you said recharge
French
your face
socks?
batteries with genitals, and that was terrifying.
Regenitol.
Okay, I think that we're getting off topic here.
Yes.
It was a reference to Super Monday Night Combat.
Is
I
there,
got that.
All right, is there anyone here who hasn't answered the question about how they feel about being in the series? Have I missed anyone?
Also, just being on the channel is pretty fun. Because it used to be we just played video games for the hell of it. Now we play it for entertainment value of other people.
No, we still play it for the hell of it.
Yeah,
This
probably.
is a side
yes,
effect.
I meant like we also play it for the entertainment of other people.
Mostly us.
Yes, mostly.
We are kind of selfish like that.
It's kind of like the same idea of Facebook. Shouting at nothing.
Except for us, nothing is like 1,300 people. That's several auditoriums.
Holy shit, what?
Yeah, we've got 1,300 subscribers.
We surpassed 1337.
And thank you
Yeah,
again to those of you who have subscribed, actually. Thank you.
We love all of you, except some of you. You know who you are.
Anyway, I believe we're due for the next question.